What's going on, y'all? My name is Tommy. Their name is Rest of My Coffee for today. Welcome back to the channel this week on Wednesday Afternoon Worship. We're tearing through Lost Omens Impossible Lands. This time we're talking about the Serpent of 80 Blades, Diomazul. If you're liking what you're seeing, like, subscribe, ding the bell. Stay caught up on all your stuff for now. Let's dive in. Okie dokie. So, on planet Earth, there are, a lot of different mythological beings that are depicted as having several arms, anything from myriad Hindu deities to, like, the Hecates and Heres or, like, Sleipnir. It's a thing that our stories have gravitated to so much. I guess thousands of years ago, people were also very extra, much like we are today when we tell our stories. And though that be but one facet in the gem that Diomazul is, I think it's the first one I gotta bring up, and here's why. Diomazul is a war god, but a little less blood for the blood god, like a lot of the ones we've talked about on the channel or who are more popular in lots and lots of stories throughout fantasy. But rather a super contradictory being. A being who, here, I'm just gonna grab the text, unifies the dichotomies of restraint and devastation, a teacher of forbearance and detached contemplation, a paragon of indifference to personal contentment or suffering, who meditates upon the universe, sloughing off whatever pain it can visit upon oneself, and at the same time also embodies an endless, pitiless resolve to visit frightful destruction upon those who set themselves in opposition to him. Once stirred from his reverie by insult or injury, vast and swift reprisal are sure to follow. That same sort of logic applies to their form. At rest, Diomazul's hood, because Big Cobra, is made of 80 arms which are folded up, holding sheathed scimitars. Okay, real talk, that could have been a tall war. The more I'm reading about this, the more I'm like, maybe the deities came first and the weapons came after. And they'd already been, sent on and they didn't go back, but it just seems like a missed opportunity to me. When Diomazul gets roused to violence, in that sentence, I wanted to say when Diomazul gets angry, but I don't think Diomazul gets angry. I think Diomazul just gets gratuitously not even and hurts you. I gotta keep quoting this text, it's too fucking good. When roused to violence by enemies, Diomazul awakens, retaining his tranquil countenance, but his hood flares in a bristle of steel as he draws all 80 blades to welcome his newfound foes and offer a gift of their unmaking. Once the Serpent of 80 Blades has concluded evicting the life from his enemies, and you thought the kineticist had the metal flavor text, yeah, no, this is the one. Whew! He entwines his body around their remains, crushing their bones into the earth and scattering their blood into the waters, burying all spoor of their existence under his immense form. This whole block of lore is just beautiful. Here's one more. Diomazul's blades split time into two unequal halves for his enemies, the impermanence of existence before meeting him, and the decidedly much shorter impermanence of existence after raising his ire. Good God. Well, evil God. Anyway, moving swiftly on, the Serpent of 80 Blades, wouldn't you know it, is lawful evil. They allow follower alignments of lawful neutral and lawful evil. Their divine font is to harm or heal. Their divine ability is strength or dex, their divine skill is athletics, their domains are destruction, earth, water, and zeal, with might as an alternate domain. Clerics may prepare Phantom Pain as a first level spell, Slough Skin as a second level spell, I think I said that word right, at me in the comments. Do me like when I said Panacea on the channel a very long time ago, or Weapon Storm, you don't fucking say, as a fourth level spell. Edicts of the deity are to erase all traces of defeated foes, meditate, and remain celibate and detached from worldly pleasures, as well as utterly destroy your enemies. Anathema to Diomazul is to give mercy to any who provoke a fight with you, or to provoke a fight. So don't swing first, but swing second through 81st, I guess. If you cast Avatar into the being, you get a speed of 70 feet, a swim speed of 40 feet, a burrow speed of 40 feet, a 80 blade war dance melee attack, which has the forceful trait, reach 15, and versatile piercing that does 68 plus 6 slashing damage, and the principle of retribution ranged attack, which damages only creatures who have previously attacked you, with a range of 120 feet, which deals 66 plus 3 untyped damage. Hang on, I'm going to Archives of Nethys. Like, that has to be a typo, right? They just forgot. No, fair enough. I guess that's literally just untyped. Makes sense. You want to make sure it hurts the person who hurt you. Okay, so what an interesting take on a war god, right? I think it would be really easy. As we have said with a lot of the deities of Lost Omens and Possible Lands, it would be really easy to just take the edge and lean into the edge. But there's a lot of extra nuance here. Consider a person who practices meditation, so has a certain degree of mindfulness and is aware of their feelings, but does not give in to them. But when it's time to do the job that they do, they turn it up to 11 in order to do it. Imagine a person who is aware of themselves enough in the moment that they're not seeking personal contentment. They're also not bothered by personal suffering. But if you shatter their peace, they'll shatter every fucking inch of you. That's both like almost a little admirable and very, very terrifying. This pushes back against the trope of the like blood for the blood god deities that I super like. Again, like imagine a tyrant of Diomazul throwing that kneel or I'll hurt you more, but then flavor texting it as, yes, it is time for your gift. A gift of utter destruction. Now receive it. And then the reaction goes off, right? Who A, isn't gonna point this at random people and won't be the first person to attack like ever in bigger social situations or longer outstretched things that are playing out, and who likewise isn't going to carry with them a certain degree of, well, no, I feel this way, so we have to do this during those moments of party choices, right? Because when you are detached from the affairs of the world, you don't care if people in the world would rather take approaches that aren't necessarily abject violence, but when it is time to do violence, you erase the people who would harm you, just utterly forever and ever. Imagine someone on the battlefield. This feels very reaction heavy, super reaction heavy, TBH, who obviously is allied with a certain group of people, but is spending most of their turns just like throwing down buffs or battlefield control things, or hell, maybe just raising their shield and walking forward meditating, and then someone attacks and then they are fucking gone swiftly. And then you're back to your serene meditation, not unlike a snake, TBH. I think it's really cool. But that's all the time I have for this one. What do y'all think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. We're almost done with the deities of Lost Omens and Possible Lands. There are 2 that are reprints, and I'm holding them for last because I didn't get the chance to cover Arazni or Mahathala. I'm pretty sure that's something biblical, so I know that's like a real world term. Don't mind me as I continue butchering them. But those 2 are going to come last because I'm going to do 1E and 2E at the same time in one big old video. And so by process of elimination, that means we are left with Lika. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.